You know, I'm going to do a mural on this back wall. There's a difference between the way professionals do things and the way hobbyists do things. Tricks of the trade, you know. They're saying, can we go and have a look at what Tatty's doing? They're intrigued now. Yeah, explain that one to the landlord. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm waiting on the car getting MOT'd, so there's not much I can do. I could mess on with the rear spoiler. There's a couple of little bits and pieces, but I'm just kind of focused on this MOT at the minute. I'm having problems with it's going to fail because I need to get a number plate made, and the documents are with DVLA because I've sent them off to get it changed over to an RB200 and the colour change and everything. I had to send the documents, I had to send photographs, and send a full description and everything. So Tatty's messing on with his car down at that far end. He's decided he's going to take all of the paint off and paint it again. So I'll show you what I'm up to. You know, I'm going to do a mural on this back wall. So this is how we cheat doing a big mural. You see the car on there. I'll show you what I've done here. This is on my iPad. I've created that line drawing there that was based off this image here that I've made, and then turned it into a line drawing, and now I'm projecting that onto the wall, and now it's just changed bloody size. So I've just been positioning the iPad so that, and then I'm going to run over that with the Posca pen, so I've got an outline. That's about the right size, so that I've got an outline, and then once I've done that, I can get in with the aerosols and we can start spraying it. So that just gives us a structure for the thing. Now, like if I was tattooing this, obviously I would still use a stencil. Oh, look at that, I can make sure. Yeah, so I could still use a stencil and create a stencil, put the stencil on the skin and then colour it in from the stencil. But in this case, rather than like, if I was to try and freehand draw this, it would be really difficult. You'd spend a lot of time. So this saves huge amounts of time on the creation of the design. So I'm splitting it up a bit as well because of the windows and stuff, so like car's going to be in that gap there and she's going to be over there. It's questionable as to whether to, because I haven't tried the front yet, because the front's going to be proper bust up, so I don't know where the front of the car's going to go, because I've done a front one as well. Show you. So there's the front one and the line drawing for the front one. So yeah, that was the idea, go that way, but the best bit of wall is there. So I hadn't considered that. So do I want the front of the car there or the back of the car there? And if I do the front of the car, what we're gonna lose? I think if they're probably gonna have a hatch in there, I think so you'll still be able to see the front of the car, but probably position it so the hatch is about there. Or do I just do the front of the car there? I'll have a play with it and see what I want to do, but see what I can work out best. But that's the images that I'm working with, and that's how I'm doing it. These Posca pens, when they come, you've got to like get the ink going through. It's like a paint pen. But you can draw on all sorts with these. You can draw on clothing, and then if you iron it on, like heat it up once it's done, it'll stay in the wash. You can draw on cups and stuff and put it in the oven, and then it bakes on and stays on. So it's really cool. Some paint coming through there. So you've just got to get the felt tip like loaded up with paint running through it. Alright, let's give this a go. Whenever you're drawing a curve, you're better off positioning yourself on the inside of the curve. There's a difference between the way professionals do things and the way hobbyists do things, you know. And this is a good example of it, really. You know, people look at what professional artists do and they think, oh wow, I couldn't do that. But what they don't realise is, same as in any profession, there's tricks of the trade, you know. Professionals haven't got time to fuck about and half-arse something, get something, you know, slightly wrong. You know, if I'm doing a portrait, I can't just like attempt to, you know, draw that portrait. I need to nail that portrait first time. There's no room for any error. We use tricks of the trade, techniques that help you achieve the result faster and better, because you ain't gonna get paid if it's shit. You're losing money if it takes too long. So, like, people look at what professionals do and they think to themselves, oh, I couldn't do that. There's ways and means of making the job a lot easier. They don't know that, so they're not able to use that. So this is why I'm showing you this, you know. I could have just like put that up there and then started recording and saying, hey, look what I've drawn on the wall, and you'd be like, oh, fucking hell, Richard's like such a good drawer and that. Like, yeah, I can draw, I created the first piece, but like there's, like I say, there's tricks of the trade, and people look at that and, you know, like look at a professional artist and think, I couldn't do that, but like, it's a shame. Also, when people try and draw, what do they try and draw? What's the first thing they try and draw? The missus or the kids, generally someone that they know, but that's stupid, because first of all, they're not using any of the techniques that professionals use, so it's gonna look shit anyway, and then they're going for the hardest thing to do and wondering why they can't do it. So then they look at what they've done and it's crap, and then they'll say to themselves, oh, I can't draw, and they give up. So like I say, this is just a rough shape for us to be able to work with, and everything else will be, you know, pretty much freehand there with the aerosols and stuff. And I'm not going for like photorealism or anything here, I'm just trying to get the overall shape of the car on the wall. It's going to be like done with aerosols, so I'm a big believer in, like, if someone else can do it, you can do it, you know. You maybe don't know how to do it, and that's where like education and learning stuff comes in. So that's why I try and, as much as possible, show you how I'm doing stuff so that you can learn from this and go and do it yourself, you know. Like, you could take this exact principle and go and do a big ass mural on your kid's bedroom wall, you know, whether you were brush painting it or doing whatever, in whatever sort of method, and it's going to come out pretty damn good because you've done it this way. You cut out like a lot of the opportunity for failure, you know. And I'm not saying that everybody does it like this either, like there's different ways of doing this stuff. Some people might use like a grid. You have your picture gridded and then you create a grid on the wall and you just work it in smaller sections to upscale something. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that now. I don't know whether I'm going to put the chick with the headphones in or what. Obviously I've done it like really tattoo styly. I'll maybe get the back end of the car on at the other end of the wall, and then look at the spaces that I've got and see what I'm going to do with them. Might just do a big bat in that corner, or don't know yet, some cogs or something like that, don't know. Spray gun. I'm having a Rolf Harris moment. Oh no, that's not good, is it? That's annoying, that. I like Rolf. Dirty. Right, I think I'll put the other lines on. So obviously I'm not going to get the full car on because of the doors and that, but I want to get it as big as possible, so rather than try and fit it in the gap. Now obviously as I'm spraying this, we're going to be spraying over these lines, so some of it we're highly likely to lose anyway, but at least I can start getting some structure built up from it. See why I say do your curved lines from the inside, because that's the shape that your arm or your hand or your wrist naturally creates. It doesn't naturally create that. So doing this side, you need a lot more control to be able to pull a nicely even line. It's not that you can't do it, but it's harder. And if it was a bit of paper, you'd just turn the bit of paper around. But from a tattoo point of view, we can't really turn our client around. From a wall point of view, we can't really turn the wall around. So adjusting yourself so that you're at a better angle is the way to do it. Yeah, in ancient times, like, people had these lenses that you would look through and you'd have a picture there, and like this lens that refracted it through, so when you looked through it you could see the picture on the piece of paper and you'd be drawing through that, but it actually like kind of overlays it in your vision. It didn't project it. But so even back like probably hundreds of years ago, people were using, well, professional artists were using projection techniques to create what they were doing. Like I say, people look at it and go, oh wow, they're so talented. A lot of the time it's just knowing how to do something. How's Tatty getting on? Should we come and have a look? The YouTube wants to come and see. Do you just want to see what Tatty's doing? Found one bit on his I'll see you in court. Found one bit where there's 8 coats of paint, 8 separate paint jobs, and filler in between them. But actually, it's another example of what I'm on about. Like, Tatty doesn't know what he's doing, you know, but he just has a go. But because he doesn't know what he's doing and he just has a go, it tends to be a bit of a disaster. And if he did know, they're asking Tatty, they're saying, can we go and see what Tatty's doing? They're saying, can we go and have a look at what Tatty's doing? They're intrigued now. These pens are really quite fat. They're like, what, like a 15mm nib on it or something. But as soon as you start doing something big like this, they seem tiny. Now, I'm not sure how this is going to go as far as painting it goes either, because I've never really done that much detail with aerosols, so there's a lot to kind of work out as I go here. It's not that I'm like a professional mural artist, shall we say, with aerosols. I'm not, so I'm learning along the way as well. But I know this bit, and I know I'll be using a few different masking methods over there by the door, and then that end bit. I may as well get it all kind of loosely lined up. I mean, even starting on that one there on the far end, there's enough to be going at for quite a while if I start with the aerosols, and just doing it black and grey. I'll decide what I'm going to do first and then start filming again. So I'm just going to scop her in there, and then the other chick can go at the other end. Whenever anybody asks, like, you know, like the images that I use for the tattoo portraits that I do, if it's just a woman, you know, often like we do like Day of the Dead or some sort of female portrait, it's generally not the dude or the chick. Sometimes it's generally not their missus or anything like that. Dudes don't want to get the missus on them, so they'll get like, I call this bird some random chick from Tesco's, because that's all it is. It's just some random woman that you find off the internet, turn it into a piece of art. You're just using her as structure. So yeah, I'll just describe it as some random bird from Tesco's, which funnily enough my missus used to work at Tesco's when I met her. Right, we can knock that one off again. I've got a load to go out now, haven't I? And so like that end there, I'll just, where the car is, I'll just put some more of these random patterns around on that. It's just filler, some kind of go faster stripes. In this area here, probably going to stick a bat somewhere. It definitely needs a bat somewhere. Probably, let's go and have a look over here. I think in that section there, I'll put like RB200 right across the underneath side of the door. And then I want my bat in somewhere in here. Possibly do it down that bit there. And then the other chick up there, do some random kind of patterny stuff up there. Random pattern stuff around there. An RB200 down there, so I'm going to get an image for the RB200 and then project that onto there. You might have noticed something while I've been doing all this. I've been away on holiday and Tatty's got the keys to this place there. And I think we're all getting a clip of like how like Tatty just does stuff and like talk about working on your own initiative. Well, like one of the things with moving into this place was the floor. It's got a wooden floor. You know, I didn't want to damage it. This shit's expensive, you know what I mean? Like he's been offered good money for the floor to take it up, but he didn't want to go through the hassle of it. So anyway, I came back in from being on holiday, and this is what I saw when I came through the door. He's painted the floor. So I've been stressing about getting paint on it and not like fucking up the wood, and I come in and he's painted the floor. I stood over there leaning on that bench for must have been half an hour just staring at it. I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, explain that one to the landlord. That's all I can say, isn't it? That's what happened. I mean, I actually like it. I think it looks cool. I like it. And it's given us, you know, I was saying I was worried about getting stuff on the floor and that. Now it doesn't matter. So, because the whole point of keeping the floor original has gone clean out the window without any kind of option from me. But yeah, he just goes off and does stuff. We'll have to go and have a look at his car and you'll see like the sort of stuff that he does. This is my little living room area. So I've got my couch there and my chair there. and the recliners, so you get it into a reclining position and I can sit and look at the car. Got some wheels laid about for decoration. I've got some like tables that are made out of car parts. I don't know what's going on here. And this is Tatty making art. It's just stuff stuck together on, supported on more stuff. It is actually even screwed to the floor by the look of it. If Tatty's got an out to do, he'll do something. He hasn't got a phone, doesn't watch the telly, just likes to be doing stuff, you know what I mean? If he's not got anything to do, then he gets really frustrated, and he's made more benches and yeah, it's pretty wild. Should we go and have a look at his car? He won't be happy. I think he's quite embarrassed about it, really. He says he's having conflicts, like mental conflicts, because it's so bad. He just keeps on doing it with aerosols and completely fucking it up. Mind you don't melt that cable. So in this area here we can see paint, filler, paint, filler, paint, possibly primer, paint. There's 3 layers just in that bit. And more filler. and then more paint, and then more filler on top of the paint. So we reckon there's about 8, maybe more, layers of paint, stages of paint just in that area alone. I was asking the woman in the paint shop today, I was asking her, Max, how many cans of acid green and whatnot she thinks she bought, and we reckon it's like at least 100. She says over the last few years you've, well, like I've done a little bit of drawing, tagged it there. She would do another tag on it, have pen can tag. What else should we put on it? JDM dyno. Put another JDM dyno on there. So yeah, what time tonight did you say you'd have this ready for primer?
4 o'clock. Time is it? Probably on dinner time, probably.
What time is it? Let's have a look. 3:25. 5, you said 5. So anyway, that's what Tatty's up to. Yeah, I mean, it is probably the best thing for it, but it's getting cold now though. Are you just kipping here then until it's done?
Probably.
The couch is comfy, like. Ah, right. I do like the floor, to be honest. I do. I'm pleased he's done it, and I can blame him. Yeah, I'm always taking the piss out of lads that get these Day of the Dead and Chicano chicks and stuff like that on them. I always say, like, you know, they're like, oh, it's because I'm really into Chicano stuff and Mexican stuff, and I'm like, nah, you just want a hot bird on your arm, and you need an excuse to give to your missus that you know, it's art. You take a picture of like some random bird, and if you've just done a straight portrait of it, it's just some other woman. But when you start putting like mad makeup and all that sort of shit on the face, then it becomes art, so it's legitimises it. Why am I putting this on here? Well, because it looks good. To me, it's like a formula. Even women can't deny that women look good. Far more visually appealing than some random dude from Tesco's, isn't it? See how much nothing there is to that. It's quite fun, that, doing like big lines. And these are goggles. She's got like welding goggles on. Well, I'm going to say that the goggles. With the wall being such a rough surface, it's absolutely hammering the nibs on this pen. Just got me bat logo to stick in. I made her chin a bit small as well beneath. Shall I project my bat logo, or shall I just... No, I'm going to project it. Let's see if we can find it. I'm going to have to get this iPod on charge. I'm sure it's in my favourites. Alright, let's see what we can do with that. About there. Right, better move some stuff, because I think I'm finding it easier to do it sort of backhanded, just because of the way, you know, like being in front of the projector. Trying to keep away from the... I'll do this from down here. the amount of times I've put my bat logo into tattoos and not told people that I was doing it. I'm just like, hey, look at that over there. And while they're not looking, I'll drop my logo into the design. It's like a little signature. But I actually stopped doing it when I told people that I was doing it. I'd put like my bat into like a couple of tattoos one week. I was feeling a bit frisky, and so I thought, I'm going to tell people that I've been doing it. So I put a post up saying, if you've had the tattoo offers in the last, like, say 5 years or something, have a look and see if you can find my... I had loads of people responding to it, and then I started getting messages, and people were saying, have I got a bat in my tattoo? I can't find a bat. I've been looking for a bat and I can't find a bat. My missus has been looking and she can't find a bat either. So did you do a bat in my tattoo? Because I'd hide it, like sometimes it would be like a part of the structure of the tattoo itself. It wouldn't be totally obvious. Sometimes it would be obvious, sometimes it would be small, sometimes it would just be hidden in the background. So I've done it in all sorts of different ways, you know. Yeah, so I started getting people messaging us saying, have I got a bat? If I haven't got a bat, can I have a bat? And then it got to the stage where people were actually like booking in to get a bat. You know, sometimes I'd have like a client sit in the seat and I'd say, right, so what we're doing, what do you want? And you know, they'd say, I want this and I want that, and the missus says, can you put a bat in it as well? And so like people like started asking for my logo, which took all of the fun out of doing it. So I don't do it very often though. I had one lass come in and she wanted my bat, and I says, right, so where do you want it? And she done this little bit of a dance, pulled her pants down and wanted it on the crack of her arse. Right, so we've got Random Bird from Tesco's #1, Backbars logo, #2, RS200, sorry, RB200, old habits and all that. Like I say, I'll put some like random background in the gaps and that, but Jonathan's fiberglassing. Right, so next bit, that's definitely the biggest mural I've ever tackled as well. Obviously it's only part done, but looking good so far. It's going to look smart, that. Right, so that's a kind of pretty decent base anyway. I'm gonna have to get a bunch more cans, some more nozzles as well. I'm having nozzle problems. Not bad, not bad. Right, 7 o'clock at night, and this is where we've got to. That bit's still just lines down there, and this is still kind of rough as a bear's arse really. I've got a lot to do to it, but it's just blocked in, and I'll do the wheels red. I think I wasn't going to put too much colour on it, but I've done the RB200, then I've done the bat, give her blue eyes. She's got a bit of a big snack as well. I'm gonna reduce the size of her nose. I'm gonna give her a rhinoplasty. But yeah, pretty happy with it, considering that. What have I spent? I've got out here at about 12. Didn't really start this till maybe 2:30 or something. So I maybe spent 5 hours on it, if that. Ran out of paint really, so I'm gonna have to. Tatty's making progress. He's actually going to stay here tonight and do a bit of a night shift on it, because it's his car and he needs it back on the road, sort of thing. So like, look at where we're at the minute. We're down to the metal in most places anyway. So he's going to carry on with that. I'm going to come out tomorrow night after I finish work and see how he's getting on. Bring him some food or something and see if we want. You can go home tomorrow because, like, if you want, because I'll be coming in on Sunday, so you can go home tomorrow night if you want. It's not that I'm keeping you here, but sounds like I'm slave driving him here, but slave driving himself. So, well, I think I finish work at about 4 o'clock, so it won't be till about at least 5 that I get here, and I won't be really planning on doing much. Just coming to get you if you want to go home, sort of crack. Looking forward to getting the car parked up beside the wall. Just a nice feature, innit? Just, I don't know, just a bit of me really. Can't leave him out alone. So yeah, anyway, that's me for the night. It's probably a video because I've waffled on and recorded a load of time lapse. I flattened the battery on the camera. That's why there's probably a skip from when you last seen it to now, because the battery went flat. And I just carried on doing it. So yeah, thanks for watching. I think we've all learned something today. Yeah, I'll chip away at that. And I think Jordan's going to come, one of me, well, he's an apprentice junior artist, more of a junior artist really. Jordan's going to come with us on Monday, I think, give us a hand finishing it off, so hopefully if I've got enough paint anyway. I can't get any white, I've had to order some white, but the amount that I've used there, I think I'm going to have to get more, we'll see. I think we've done quite well today with it, it's, all things considered, because that's like big air, you know? It's like quite a size. It's going to look cool with the car parked up beside it though, isn't it? So, anyway, thanks for watching, subscribing, pressing buttons, all that good stuff. And we'll see you on the next one, which will probably be completing this mural. Car's in for MOT on Tuesday, so fingers crossed on that. But I'll be back Sunday and Monday to do a bit more on the mural and probably chuck some primer on Tatty's car as well. So thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Right, at the garage again, obviously. So that's weird, you can see the mural there. So yeah, I've got Jordan with us today. So Jordan's, we'll call him like, he's not a tattoo apprentice anymore. He's like a junior tattoo artist at my studio. He's been with us for about 1.5 years, we were just talking about this morning. Fantastic artist. And I thought, I'll get Jordan in to give us a hand with the mural, and it kind of gives him something cool to do as well, and gives me a hand. So he's been on this for like half an hour, 40 minutes or something. Obviously, I've done that end. He's done this end. Is this the first time you've used aerosols, Jordan?
No, I've used them before, but never doing an actual picture.
Yeah. So he's discovered the fun of painting big stuff on walls. But we're running out of paint again rapidly. Like it's you don't realise, it's a big wall though, you know, but you don't realise how much you get through, like how quickly you get through it. There's 2 full cans of black, so I do have a little bit of car paint in black that I could use, but yeah, we're rapidly running out of paint again. I don't know how many cans I've used on it in total. I have done a little bit more on it over here, doing the wheels and stuff. So yeah, kind of want it like slightly cartoony, so I've like messed on with lines around that 0, but not on there, just to kind of compare. I've put like little highlights on it and stuff like that as well. I get the impression I might have to go back to town and try and get some more cans though, if we're going to get this anywhere near finished today. But the place where I get the graffiti cans from, I've pretty much cleaned them out. We've got no white left, and I think they might have 1 can of black left. Yeah, we shall see. Put some colour in that eye, Jordan. We need to get a little bit of colour into this somehow on this side, just to balance out the colour. Obviously the wheels will be red on the car. The back lights will be red and orange, but maybe like get a little bit of colour into the face as well. Tatty's round the corner doing his car. My car's in for MOT tomorrow, so I've got some number plates sorted, and everything should be ready for going through its MOT. Fingers crossed it passes. Right, there we go. The mural's finished. I think it's took about, obviously I've done it a bit here, a bit there. I think it's rocking on for about 4 days worth of work, maybe 3.5, something like that. Spin you around, we'll have a better look. Got the exhaust done and the rear lights, the mesh, bit of shading up the side of it. The wheels are done. Actually, I need to do something with that mirror. Should find a bit of grey in it. In a minute. She looks a bit moody here, doesn't she? She looks pissed off. And down here, we've got ladders in the way. I'll move the ladders. Now, I haven't done this kind of sketchy sort of edging around the whole thing. I've just done it on that, but I was going to do it on the whole thing. I need to do a black line up the top of that red line as well. There's gonna be bits that I'm looking at and, you know, I've missed it. This chick looks a bit happier. And this is actually bigger than full size, because if you were to weigh up from a perspective point of view, if you were to weigh up that front wheel, the size of that would be like a 24-inch wheel or something. So it's actually bigger than life size. Just fired all the bubbles in because it just kind of breaks up the background a bit, and they're easy to do. As a secondary thought, I've looked at it and thought, we should put a bit of a checkered flag in there somewhere, but hey ho, I can if I want, but for now I've got work to get back on with. But that's it done. Obviously, with the garage being set up like this, windows right down that side, you couldn't do anything on that wall anyway. But most of my filming I'm going to do from this side in that direction, so that gives us that backdrop, which was kind of like the entire intention of it, just to give us a nice visual backdrop for the videos, really. But obviously it's for me as well, you know. But not many garages got something like that in it. Some